I'm so clever, better than whoever. The coldest nigga even when wearing like faux sweaters. Well versed, well rehearsed, the go-getter. These broke niggas got good dressing and no letters.
What is good, everybody? My name is Aaron.
It's Brian.
And this is the Courtside View podcast, and this is episode 11. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
I'm good, bro. You know, game 2, very entertaining. The Warriors won, and in great fashion, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Even though Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson didn't show up. Jordan Poole, he came through in the third quarter. I guess he saw some women in the stands or something. Was like, you know what? Let me get cooking real quick, because he hit that nearly like half court shot, and I was like, oh yeah, they got this. But yeah, that was a really good game. Oh, I forgot to close the door. It's a really entertaining game, man. You know, the Warriors, they just came out. It was interesting how they were guarding the Celtics. This time, they sagged off on Jayson Tatum a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They weren't like really sort of keying in on him like they did the first game.
Said,
yeah.
the previous episode.
Yeah, you did say that. And so I think what they're doing, because the Celtics are prone to turn the ball over a lot, is that they're sort of sagging off on majority of the players on the floor so they can sort of get into passing lanes and like steal the ball, get turnovers, because they were doing that a lot that game. The Celtics, they committed 18 turnovers, and like I said, like a week ago, I said one of the things that what's going to decide the series is turnovers in the third quarter. And last night, what happened? Third quarter explosion by the Warriors and turnovers by the Celtics in the third quarter, and that's how the Warriors were able to maintain that lead. So how do you feel about the game?
I don't want to be I told you so guy, but I told y'all so. I told y'all last episode, y'all need to let Tatum get whatever he wants and then control everybody else. They did it the last game, and look what happened. The Warriors won. And I also said Derek White and Al Horford wasn't going to hoop like that again, and guess what happened? They didn't hoop like that again. So I'm a real ball knower, you know what I'm saying? Nostradamus, real wizard type stuff, you feel me? Because, like, the stuff that I'm saying, it just happens and it works. I don't want to take the victory lap because the series ain't over, but, hey, you got to stick to the game plan.
Gotcha.
But they need to be wary, though, because the Celtics are going home.
Yeah.
And we all know how role players get hot at home because they can feed off the crowd energy. They can get all, you know what I'm saying? So the Warriors need to tighten up defensively.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think one of the things, there's like two things that I can like sort of rely on with the Warriors, and that is defense, Steph Curry going off. Everything else is a question mark. Like, for instance, Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson. I don't think the Warriors can win this series if Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson don't show up. I just don't think it's sustainable because of how talented the Boston Celtics and just their depth overall. So Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole, one of the two got to show up, because I already know Andrew Wiggins, he's going to do a good job defensively. He's going to play his role really well. Draymond Green, we already know defensively he's really good, and he'll give you assists. He'll give you rebounds. He'll give you that intensity, being that instigator like he was last night. For crying out loud, Draymond Green, dude was playing football on the court. Like, dude, he looked like he could be offensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers with the amount of time he was doing the moving screens.
Kyle Shanahan was in the crowd, too.
Bro, he was pancaking dudes. Like, left to right, all you see is Draymond Green's on the ground, and, like, another guy, he pushed him to the ground as well. I'm like, dude, like, play basketball for crying out loud. Like, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, like, you name it. It's like, damn, Draymond, can we just hoop? Like, I get it. You're an instigator. You're trying to get him off the game, but damn, it could get annoying. And you're lucky, Draymond, that wasn't Mark Davis or Scott Foster reffing the game, and it was Tony Brothers and that other guy that was doing it.
I think his name.
Yeah. You're lucky it wasn't Mark Davis or Scott Foster, because they would have kicked your ass out that game, because what you were doing, it was idiotic. Like Jaylen Brown, like you were really severely close of getting your ass out there, and I don't think the Warriors will be able to recover because of just his presence on defense and his energy. So, yeah, Draymond, he needs to be careful because he is definitely he's cutting it close.
Speaking of presence defensively, I said it. I said, look, man, Gary Payton II moves the needle. And I was watching him plays, and his presence just defensively, it changed a whole lot out there. Like he was playing close defense. You know, he hit a big corner three.
Yep.
I don't know, was that the third quarter?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the corner like, dude just is a game changer. He's getting paid this offseason. No, whoever, the Warriors better do everything in their power to pay that man, because some team is definitely gonna throw the bag at him.
Yeah, he's definitely very valuable defensively because, as you see, last game, whatever, I think one of the things, because they were sagging off in the first game, as we all know, leaving those guys open and stuff. But this game, they did the same thing, but except they actually were closing out on shooters. They felt like they were a step ahead than they were in game one, and Draymond wasn't just sitting there just letting the guys shoot without putting his hands up. Like, no, they were actually playing really hard defensively, and Gary Payton was definitely one of those people that really helped on that, and that he was able to he guarded Jayson Tatum on some of those plays, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, and he was able to hold his own as time went on. And so yeah, he's definitely very valuable. Even though Andre Iguodala, he's up there in age, you know, he's not the same player that he once was, so he's not going to be able to sort of like mark his presence on defense like he usually does. But Gary Payton, he's still young, he still has athleticism and stuff, so
and
he's very
able
valuable.
To keep up with the conditioning of the finals.
Yes,
Man
he was.
like a month because he fractured his elbow and was able to come back and keep up the intensity. That's pretty impressive.
What I really noticed about the Warriors, specifically Stephen Curry, is that they did like a lot of high screen and roll. Like you'll see at like the center of the court, whatever. Stephen Curry will call for a screen, and whoever, like, I guess you could say Al Horford was guarding at the time, Stephen Curry would call for that screen, and it would like give Stephen Curry enough space to like sort of operate, like shoot a jumper or maybe even pass the ball if he needed to, because of that drop coverage. And so I think they're gonna continue to exploit that coverage because they're still using that drop coverage. And so yeah, the Warriors, Stephen Curry, like I said, I expect Stephen Curry to continue playing well. The Celtics, they played like really tight coverage in the beginning. Then they sort of like in the middle of the game, they started to like sag off with Wiggins and Draymond and all the other stuff, and it just didn't work. And I just think that for the Celtics, I think that you have to look at it where you have to let Steph beat you. As great as Steph is, as great as he is, the way that the Warriors are a great three-point shooting team. So I would let Steph beat me and just guard everybody else, because at the end of the day, Steph is only 6'3". He's like 185, you know what I mean? He's not a LeBron. He's not a physically just imposing athlete, right? So I will let Steph beat me and just guard everybody else. But we'll see what happens in Game 3.
See, the thing is, like people always make fun of the Steph gravity argument.
Yeah.
But like I'm literally seeing it during the course of the game. Like I literally seen it was Steph Curry was driving to the paint. It was three dudes. I don't know if it was Al Horford,
yeah, it
Grant
was
Williams, and somebody.
I know you're talking about.
But they like collapsed on him driving to the. He wasn't even at 3-point. He was driving to the paint.
Yeah.
I was like, Steph Curry driving drew a defender from the corner, hit the man in the corner. Or he hit the man, he cut whoever was in the corner, cut who he either stayed, and it led to a bucket. I'm like,
I think that was Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, it was somebody.
There was also another time where the same exact thing happened, but then he was able to pass it to Looney, and he was able to go
I think that was the play.
But yeah, there was also like one where I think he was getting double teamed, and Andrew Wiggins was able to get open on a layup as well, so he was able to take advantage of that. I just think that the Celtics, what they're doing is problematic in itself, because because guys are getting open in the lane and all that. I just think that
see Curry. That's why I still got Curry top 5 in the world, because like you can't really check him 1-on-1 because he just torch you.
Yeah.
But then if you bring too much help over, he's still going to end up finding an open guy or still torture you anyway.
Yeah, your best bet really is to like just let him beat you. Like just have like a Marcus Smart or whatever guarding him, and then just defend everybody else. Because
speaking of Marcus Smart, where was he?
Oh God,
where was Mark? I forgot he was even on the court. Anybody know that man's stats?
Nah, I don't know his stats. Wasn't good. I can tell you that right now because he was definitely non-existent.
Yeah, Jayson Tatum, no Kobe text messages after this game.
Oh,
no Kobe messages and nothing.
Shots fired. My goodness. Ooh, we getting nasty. We getting nasty on this podcast. My goodness. Yeah, Jayson Tatum, that second half. Whew. Sheesh, atrocious. My goodness. Where you at?
That's what I'm saying. Jayson Tatum is prone to doing this stuff. 2 games in a row where he just disappeared scoring-wise. Like, this is why he can't be a superstar.
You think Nick Wright jinxed Jayson Tatum when he put him on that little club superstar list?
He might have, man. Hey, listen. Y'all may not hear it, but at least Ja ain't do what Jayson Tatum doing right now.
Well, hold up. Wait a minute. Ja Morant, first round. Let's not act like Ja Morant wasn't looking like a shell
against the Warriors, though.
Against the Warriors. Yeah. But the first round, he was looking real sketchy. I was like, damn, is Ja Morant, is he really that good? Should we really call Ja Morant a superstar? But then, second round come around, the Warriors, they sort of played him differently. I guess they wanted him to beat them or something. I don't know, but he was going off, and yeah, but we're not talking about Ja Morant, talking about the Celtics and the Warriors right now.
We're gonna talk about Ja Morant later.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, yeah, because that video. Oh, yeah, and also Miles Bridges.
It's going to tie into it. Yeah, it's
going
to tie into a bigger picture.
I can't wait to talk. That's going to be interesting. So, but yeah, I can't wait for that game. We're definitely going to react to games 3 and 4 since they're going to be this week, and we'll see how that goes. But
I don't know. This schedule is wacky. Because why is there only a day's worth of rest between game 3 and 4? That's
it is weird because I don't know, maybe it's rigged. I don't know. In Golden State they had some time off, like 2 days off, but then you go to Boston, it's only 1 day.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna say it's rigged, but it's looking kind of sketchy. But anywho, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I want to talk about just. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding sort of Adam Silver. He mentioned the idea of shortening the NBA season. I wouldn't say controversy, but it's definitely been a big topic of conversation. Right. And, yesterday on First Take, it was like this whole thing, J.J. Redick and C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum, by the way, he's really good at being on television. I'm not going to lie.
Isn't he like a higher up in the player association?
He is. He's the president of Basketball Players Association. So definitely he's a pivotal part in the NBA sort of deciding what they want to do with decisions. So it was glad to see him on there. Also, he graduated as a journalist and he wants to be in the media. And so I definitely like his analysis and some of the things that he said, because he talked about just the medical staff and them telling them to pick days for designated rest, and I thought that was great insight because you don't normally don't hear that. And also talking about, today he also talked as well, but he also talked about just how guys are actually fighting to get on the floor, but the medical staff's like, sit down, whatever. This is high risk game, back to back, 3 to 4 nights. Even though there's no more 3 to 4 nights anymore like that. But how do you feel about the NBA shortening their season? Because me, at first, I was like, I agree that they should shorten their season, but then after I thought about it, after hearing all of this stuff about the advancements and medical staffs and all that, and them eliminating back-to-backs, I just felt like maybe they shouldn't shorten it. But just how do you feel about it? What do you think?
Listen, these fans pay a lot of good money to see these teams play, and it would be a shame if a player, they went to see their favorite player on their favorite team and then they couldn't play. And I've watched I've probably watched the most regular season ball I've had in a long time because I was gambling, but that's besides the point. I've seen plenty of games be blowouts, teams just out there, especially towards the end of the season. Teams just don't care. They're not giving no effort, and it's just like, was this game really necessary? Like, it's really the thing. It's just not a good viewing experience, because it's like a few games out of the week are actually worth watching, but then it's just like, you really didn't miss nothing if you didn't see it. So it's like these games don't really mean nothing. That's why I'm all for shortening the season, I don't know what it is, 62. Maybe like they could find like a
happy medium.
Yeah, like a happy medium, but like I don't know. I don't have any
I think
real argues against shortening the season.
Yeah, I think that it's very hard to like think like, okay, let's say they shorten the season, right? 66 games. Will that mean like the guys that are injury prone, the Kawhi Leonards, the Anthony Davis, will those guys still sit out games? Will medical staffers still say, hey, you know what? Like maybe you should sit out some games because they're injury prone, or will that be completely eliminated? I can't definitively say it will be. I feel like since they're still injury prone and that, yeah, you shorten the season, it's still not good on your body to be playing 60 NBA games. Like, that's not normal. That's not good for your health at all. So I feel like you'll still have that problem at the end of the day because they're just injury prone. Like, you can't help it. Because if you look at Kawhi Leonard, like the year he won the championship, he only played 55 games. So let's say you put it to 66 games. Well, it's still a possibility he'll miss games because he may be hurt or something like that, or maybe he needs a rest day. So it's just really tricky.
Okay, but see, here's the thing, though. See, when people say shortening their season by lowering the amount of games, they probably are thinking from a perspective of they're going to match the length of the season to the games. What they should be doing is spreading those 62 games out across the entire season. So it wouldn't really need to be that much rest involved because the days where you would possibly play a game on the third day of the week, third day after a game, you wouldn't. So you wouldn't really need to load manage. You know what I'm saying?
So you would say they probably could eliminate maybe 10 games because I think the television deal, I think it requires them to like at least play 72 games. So I mean they could eliminate maybe 10 of them games, but 66 games, that's tough. All I'm asking the players to do is be able to play at least 75% of the games, and be able to play 75% of games, 82 games. That's like 62 games. You have to play at least like 62 games. So that's all I'm asking. Can you play 75% of your games? If you can't, then that's a problem because, like you said, people pay all that money to come see you play, and if you're only available like less than 75% of the time, like 60% of the time, that presents a lot of problems, and you see that a lot nowadays. So I think would you say that maybe an in-season tournament where it's like a neutral site, so you eliminate sort of the travel, because a lot of players say that some of the things that's the problem is that the traveling and all the constant travel on airplanes and all that stuff. So you have a neutral site. There's no back-to-backs, right? And so would you say, so like 72 games, in-season tournament, neutral site, no back-to-backs. How you feel about that?
Tournament?
Huh?
What's the point of the tournament?
It has to be some. I don't know if it would probably be money on the line, or maybe it has to do with like a draft pick, or it could be something to do like with MLB in the All-Star game where whoever wins they'll get home court advantage or something. I don't know. It has to be some incentive involved if they're going to do an in-season tournament, like middle of the season tournament.
Unless it's something drastic, I don't see that people showing up for that for real.
But they have to do something to sort of make because the money, that's the biggest thing. The money
is
the biggest
NBA
thing.
players is hurting for money.
No, but you want, because the game, obviously they want the game to grow, and in order for the game to grow, they got to make enough money, and they want to make more money as it is. So if you shorten the season, but you don't have like something in place to sort of make sure that you still accumulate the same amount of money that you would in an 82-game season, then that could present a lot of problems, especially when it comes to CBA and the players' contracts. And the players don't want to lose no money. You getting paid a lot of these star players getting paid $45, $47 million. Tobias Harris is getting paid damn near, what is it, like $35, $40 million. Come on now, Tobias Harris, like for crying. You see like these Supermax deals, they don't want to give up that. So you have to do something to sort of make sure that you're going, even though you eliminate like maybe 10, 15 games, that you're still able to make the same amount of revenue. So, yeah, I don't know how you feel about just the whole money aspect of it.
These players ain't hurting for no money, but some people greedy, so you might have a point about that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it greedy because a lot of these players they have foundations, they have like all these different other ventures that they want to tap into, maybe agencies, that nature. Maybe they want to own a team one day, like LeBron James. He said he wanted to own a team. He has shares in like Liverpool, I believe it was. So there's a lot of different things that money can buy and stuff that's very necessary, because the more money you make, the more ability you have in sort of doing some of the things that you see with a lot of these owners, right? A lot of these owners are able to do. So I think that's very important in itself. So it remains to be seen. Me personally, I don't know. I feel like I'm neutral. I'm not against shortening the season, but at the same time, I'm skeptical. Because just seeing what these medical staff people are doing and some of these players and how injury prone they are. So, oh yeah, and JJ Redick made a good point. He talked about how the number of possessions have increased, right?
Yeah, because the pace.
Dramatically. Yeah, the pacing. He actually talked about this today. And so he said that back in, I think it was like the 80s, whatever. I think the highest may have been like 85 possessions or something, and they say the lowest now is about 90 in today's game, and that's the Dallas Mavericks. So that's very interesting. So there's more possessions than ever before, which is higher risk of injury and more just more just stuff on your body, whatever. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I want to talk about the Lakers. Because I want to talk about the Lakers because, they had the little press conference for Darvin Ham, and we got the news that Rasheed Wallace is going to be on the staff, which is very interesting.
Documented LeBron hater and Russ fan.
Hey, first of all, Rondo wasn't very, he wasn't very keen on LeBron James, but he went to the Lakers and they became, friends. Rondo, he's now a good friend of LeBron. He doesn't say anything bad about LeBron, so maybe it can happen with Rasheed Wallace. But I want to talk about specifically what Darvin Ham was talking about. And he mentioned, like, sort of Russell Westbrook, right? And, Russell Westbrook, the whole thing in the season, he didn't play particularly well, and everybody was sort of bashing him. And he talked about just the word sacrifice when he mentioned Russell Westbrook. He said, facts over feelings. That's a bar right there. Facts over feelings. And he also mentioned that he wanted Russell Westbrook to get back to sort of that pit bull on defense. I'm like, when was Russell Westbrook ever a pit bull on defense? We must be talking about college when he was actually I think he was Defensive Player of the Year in the Pac-12. He must have been talking about that because Russell Westbrook was never no pit bull. But I see what he's talking about because when he was on the Thunder in 2016, he was playing solid defense. But that was the only sort of time that I've really seen Russell Westbrook play any ounce of defense. So how do you feel about just Darvin Ham's comments towards Russell Westbrook and also Rasheed Wallace being on the staff?
As far as the comments for Darvin, it sound good. It sounds amazing. Yeah. But you got to wake up and smell the coffee. and as far as Rasheed Wallace being on the staff, I follow quite a few Lakers fans, and the general consensus is they brought him on to help AD. I don't know what can he help AD.
Light a fire, yeah. He's very, how Rasheed Wallace is. Yeah. He's no nonsense.
Mr. Ball don't lie.
Yeah, he no nonsense. All they need now is KG and Gary Payton.
KG would never go to coach for the freaking Lakers.
All they need is those two, and then you definitely gonna light a fire in them. But Rasheed Wallace, I think he's there to light a fire for AD because as we all know, Anthony Davis, you could look at him and he could be out of it sometimes, right? Especially in the middle of the season. And you need somebody that can motivate you, that can sort of get in your ear and say, listen, you're not performing up to our standards. out of your standards, right? Like we need Anthony Davis to go back to his 2019-2020 version. That's all we need. We don't need you to be
in the words of the
anything else.
infamous Jalen Rose, not gonna be able to do it.
Oh, here we go with this. I think that Rasheed Wallace is definitely. I like the hire. I like that you have a player that's played the game at his position, that's played on the highest level, that's won a championship, so he knows how to win. He beat Shaq, he beat Kobe, he beat Gary Payton and them. So he definitely knows how to win a chip, and I like the hire. I think Darvin Ham, just his leadership, his ability to hold people accountable. Like, I like Frank Vogel, but I don't think the guy Frank Vogel not being a former NBA player and him sort of not really demanding the room per se, like Darvin Ham. I think that really sort of made it to where the players sort of toned him out. I think that Darvin Ham, I don't think that's going to happen as much because they respect him. He was a former player. He won a chip with Giannis, so he knows what great players, how they act and everything. So I think this is great. I am optimistic. I can't wait. I don't think Russ is going to be there anymore because if you remember, Josh Hart was at the press conference for Frank Vogel, and look what happened. He got traded. So the same thing can be applied to Russell Westbrook, but if Russell Westbrook is still on the team, I have more faith in Darvin Ham's ability to sort of get Russ to play the right way instead of just going on his own tunnel vision like he usually does.
No.
Okay. You can doubt it all you want.
Russ will be Russ.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
Y'all was too busy focusing on Frank Vogel. Y'all should have been looking at Rob Pelinka like, what did you do to this roster?
People were bashing Rob Pelinka now. People were bashing Rob Pelinka.
Frank Vogel, he underperformed as a coach.
Actually, people were bashing Rob Pelinka more than Frank Vogel. Yeah, because they were looking at it like, listen, because Frank Vogel wanted them a chip, remember? And you're going to take his pieces away? And they were like number 3 when they won the championship in defensive rating, and then number 1 in 2020, 2021. So they're like, dude, you took away all his pieces. Like, what is he supposed to do? He's a defensive-minded coach. And then all of a sudden you're going to blame him. Like, nah, Rob Pelinka, he was definitely getting a lot of hate. Not hate, but he was definitely getting a lot of criticism. And I just think that Frank Vogel, I like Frank Vogel, but I just think that the players started to tone him out. And when it comes to, like, a situation like this where you need to maximize all the pieces, even though they're not all the right pieces, I don't think he's able to do that. And we saw that last year. So they just needed a new voice. And I just think that Darvin Ham is the answer. And I just can't wait.
I can't wait for the Lakers' downfall.
All right. Shit. We'll see about that. But Deshaun Watson. 24. It's sad that the number 24 has to be associated with something so negative, as we all know, with Kobe and everything. So 24 lawsuits. And you saw the article.
Yeah, I did.
You saw the I'm not going to say exactly what it was.
This ain't that kind of podcast.
Y'all can search it up yourself, but the details that the lady was talking about, the woman was talking about, what he was doing with the massages.
Nasty word.
Disgusting. R. Kelly, man. Ugh, man. Deshaun Watson. What is the NFL doing?
What is the Cleveland Browns doing? They paraded at me. Oh, we did our due diligence. They gave him 230 mil M's for a player who could very well, if the league decides this dude ain't playing no more, and then y'all gave him 230 M's.
Bro, they sold their soul for Deshaun Watson. That's what they did. That $230 million. They sold their soul because they were that desperate to win a Super Bowl. And
as if their Super Bowl window was even like open in the first place.
Nah, they were solid. Come on now, their team was talented. It's just Baker Mayfield was just not getting the job done. He was always, he was hurt last year, and he just wasn't able to produce. And I think they I forgot their record. Were they over 500? Were they under 500? I think they might have
the
been.
previous season?
Nah, last year when
the season before they went to the playoffs and they beat the Steelers.
No, not that season. I'm talking about just the recent season that happened. I forgot exactly.
I think they
were they 9-8? Were they like
something
8-9 or something? I forgot, but I know they missed the playoffs. But they weren't. If they were like, if Baker was like healthy, they probably would have made it and stuff because they were a talented team. But yeah, this is just disgusting, man. Like Deshaun Watson. I remember when his first 2 losses came out, people were like, this can't be right. They doing him wrong and all that. Because you never heard anything bad from Deshaun Watson. But that dude, just like O.J. Simpson, had people fooled. And it's looking like Deshaun Watson had, I'm going to say how it is. O.J. Simpson, Bill Cosby, I'm going to bring up them names, but that's how it is. They had the smile on their face. They were all nice and everything, but behind closed doors, they were doing nasty work. And Deshaun Watson, innocent before proven guilty, but this right here, 24 lawsuits.
Man, let me tell you something. One lawsuit is even too much, in my opinion. But 24.
Yeah, man.
You can't convince me 24 people is lying. And they all saying similar. Come on, son. Come on.
And then the details of just the interaction with the women and him. Oh, my God. Man.
Mm-hmm. You can't convince me all of them are lying. That is crazy.
You would think this is episode of like a South Park or something. Like, you think it's episode of that or Family Guy. Like, no. This is real life. This is real life. And it's just nasty work, man. And I'm just, it's
the league needs to enforce some repercussions and punishment. Because this type of stuff can't be flying.
Yeah.
At all.
I agree.
It's a bad look for the league, and it's a bad look for the Browns org.
I'm surprised he hasn't. There's nothing that's happened. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't got any games. They haven't suspended him for any games. They just like, we just gonna let the facts come out first, and then we'll move on. Like, no, bro, it's just bad. Like, they gave Zeke 6 games, and he was found innocent. Like, they're just not doing their due diligence enough, and it's just continuing to look bad for the Browns. But I don't know. What else would you want to talk about? Because I know that whole thing, but there was I forgot. There might have been something else.
Well, NFL related?
Yeah, there might have been something else, but I can't remember. Actually, let's talk about the whole John Morant, Miles Bridges, that whole situation, because I know you wanted to bring that up.
So, James Worthy might have been right. He might have been right. Like, I ain't have no problem with John Morant being on live, turning up or whatever. I ain't really have a problem with that. But Miles Bridges, in a contract year, you post on your public IG story of you with a joint or a spliff, whatever you want to call that, and a cup of what he called pink lemonade on Twitter, but then quickly deleted the tweet. Right.
Yeah, we already know what that purple is.
Yeah, come on.
We know what that purple is.
Like, Miles, we know you like rapping and but you don't got to live like him.
Yeah, you don't have to live
like him. You in the NBA
bro.
now. You don't got to do that stuff no more. Like, oh, my goodness. And Michael Jordan probably looked at that and was like, he ain't getting no 100 M's from me.
Yeah, man.
Because Michael Jordan actually played with crackheads on the Bulls in his early years.
Yes,
he probably like, I ain't about to have that on my team. That is a bad look on a contract. Like, even posting that even on putting that on your close friends would still be crazy. But public that's insane to me.
Yeah, the only thing I got with John Morant is that if you're gonna do all that, where the women at, man? Like, no women in that joint.
I think he got a girl, so
But still,
I mean his homie.
At least the homies had him. Come on, man. Like,
it was looking. No homo. It was looking like a sausage party in there. No homo. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, I know your father. Like, man, I know your father. He's like, man, hey, I'm trying to get busy. You feel me? I ain't trying.
Yeah, I was watching. I was like, where the women at?
I know you got all your homies, but it's like, yo,
at least some
girls,
some bottle girls or something. I don't know, man. But
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know Phoenix got some pressure out there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know where was they at.
Yeah. Wait, they were in Phoenix. I
Cause
saw a cactus.
Because remember, because he's told D Book, he was like, yeah, I'm out y'all way, man. We turn up.
He must have rented a house at Airbnb or something.
I don't know.
That's probably what it was. But I was wondering. I was like, a cactus in Memphis?
Yeah, they was in Arizona.
I was like, damn, you can grow cactuses?
Because Devin Booker was in Alive.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, his pops, Pops
T-Morant,
turn up, man.
He a cool guy, you know what I'm saying?
He a cool dude, bro. Who the cooler dad? LeVar Ball or T. Morant?
I think. Ooh. I think T is the more cool.
Yeah, he more. Yeah, I say because I said
he just be chilling.
Yeah, he just be
You
chilling.
know, he at the games turned, with his ice on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the players.
Yeah.
Trash talking with the other NBA dads. And,
I agree. But LeVar Ball, he's definitely the
He the more turned up one. Yeah,
he's definitely the funnier of the two, for sure. But T. Morant,
we need more of these father figures.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The community and things of that nature.
I agree with that one. But yeah, that was entertaining. Miles Bridges, you need to chill.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I was in my group chat fighting for my life. It's only three of us. It's me and two other my mans. They was trying to say that Klay Thompson is better than LaMelo Ball and Brandon Ingram.
Woo! Wait, well, right now?
Yes, now.
No, bro, no.
I was like, are y'all crazy?
Y'all need to watch the games.
Thank you. I've literally, I said, if you drafted Klay Thompson over LaMelo Ball, Brandon, you would get fired as a GM.
Yeah, they tripping. Cause the way Klay looking right now, nah.
And like my man's his main argument was because Klay Thompson averages like since he's maybe like 20 points on the season or something. Yeah. I'm like, so what is that?
What has he done in playoffs? That's my question. What has he done in the playoffs?
I'm like, LaMelo is averaging 27 and 6
as
a second year player.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he has a chucker in Terry Rozier on his team, still getting 20 points. I'm like, there's no way. And then Brandon Ingram, you seen what Brandon Ingram's doing in the playoffs?
Oh my God!
Like, there's no way. Like, them people let them see. This is the problem with ring culture.
Oh my God!
This is exactly the problem. Players like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green get overrated when they need to be. When we know that if Klay was on another team, he would be JJ Redick.
Right.
But that's I just want to bring that because that was baffled. I need everyone to drop opinions because I need to show. I need as much engagement on this as possible. Please let me know if you would take Klay over LaMelo Ball or Brandon Ingram in 2022. Because that was insane to me. I felt like I was talking, like I had to just stop arguing with him because it felt like I was just talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
I was like, they don't know ball.
They don't. But let me tell you,
one of them's a Donovan Mitchell stan. So
God, no. I just thought about this because I remember we talked about it. But Bradley Beal, that whole video, I think it was him talking. He said it was his AAU team. He said y'all ain't scoring, y'all ain't going to school for scoring, y'all ain't gonna be known as scorers. So I mean, the message was right though. But it's just kind of ironic coming from Beal, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you didn't like it.
We ain't forget back when in the 2020 and 2021 season, he was chasing that scoring title to his fullest ability. I was watching the games, and he is not low. So it's just kind of funny coming in from him. I mean, the message, it's a good message. It's just kind of funny.
Like him delivering the message like, What you mean? He was talking about, a lot of guys score 20, but, how many guys, like, do the other thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop worrying about your stats.
When did Bradley Beal start doing the other things?
Stop worrying about your stats. Like, excuse me?
As if he wasn't trying to boost that PPG up so we can get that super max. Like, come on.
Exactly, man. Like, Bradley Beal is something else.
He's a funny character, because he the same one that'll be all, I want to play for the will, I want to be here for, and to be on the bench with the pouty face, like when we suck. I'm like, you can go somewhere else. We don't blame you.
Yeah, right. And you're like, oh, yeah, I want to win. But then you're not doing the things that require you to win, man. Just chucking shots, man. Like,
not playing no defense.
Right. He averaged, 24 last year, but look at his field goal percentage. Look at his three-point percentage. Down. You like, damn, I thought Bradley Beal was one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Not this year. Just straight
I think he had
ball
some
hogging.
wrist problems too.
That is,
I think he had wrist surgery earlier. That's why he was out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but it's looking bad.
Speaking of Bradley Beal, it was some chatter in the media on the Twitter machine, and they said the Trailblazers is targeting Bradley Beal.
Yep.
I was like, hey, man.
Say less.
If you give me the 7th pick or whatever pick y'all got this year and Anthony Simons, you can have him.
Really?
Yes. That's all I need. Because Anthony is a hooper.
Because you like, I ain't trying to pay him that Supermax.
Yeah, shoot. Give me the draft picking Anthony and you can have him. Here's your C.J. McCollum 2.1.
Yeah, because the Wizards owner, he's
Ted
prone.
Leonsis,
He's prone to pay his players, especially them guards, Gilbert Arenas, John Wall. I don't know what
he
what
paid
it is.
Otto Porter.
Bro, it's crazy.
John Wall got mad dupe. Oh yeah, Colin Cowherd. I'm about to pull your card.
Oh yeah, let's
quick.
talk about it.
Colin Cowherd, you went on your show. You know what I'm saying, and you said that Russell Westbrook and John Wall did not make players better.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, that's blasphemy.
See, I ain't even no Russ fan, but let's cut the crap right here, because Russ got some dudes paid.
Yeah.
Russ, PG, when he was playing with Russ, had probably his best season in the league. He was top 2 in MVP voting or something like that, right?
Yup, Steven
Bradley
Adams.
Beal, when he played with Russ just last season, averaged his most points per game, his most efficient year scoring-wise through the entire career.
Yep.
Steven Adams got paid because of Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
Andre Robertson was a name because of Russell Westbrook.
Yep.
John Wall, bro. John Wall got Otto Porter paid. He got Martrell Webster paid. Bradley Beal got paid. He made Marcin Gortat, of all centers, get 60 M's, which was the most of his. And then he was out the league shortly after.
Yeah, he was garbage for the Clippers. Oh my God.
He revived Nene's career.
Oh,
come on, son. Let's not do this, man. And you talk about Draymond makes players better.
Yeah, because when Nene went to the Rockets, what did he do? He was like just a regular
Draymond,
guy.
when he was the definitive number one guy in that 2020 season, they was 15-20.
Yeah, they were awful. And he sat out games. He wasn't really doing
come
nothing.
on, man.
He wasn't even putting all his energy. And Draymond even talked about, he was like, I think he said something to that nature. It's like, if we not competing for a championship, whatever. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth, but it's something to the realm where it's just talking about his energy level, right? He's just not as inspired to really go all out when you're not really competing for a championship and you're one of the worst teams in the league. So yeah, Draymond, yeah, compared to Russ and compared to Wall, that's just blasphemy.
Yeah, that was insane. But Colin Cowherd is on record John Wall hater.
Yeah, that is true.
He said some off the wall stuff about John Wall.
I forgot what it was he said.
He said something about having a
2012.
father or something. I'm like, whoa, what is going on?
Yeah, he was tripping back on ESPN.
When he did the Dougie, that man went off on him. I don't know what Colin Cowherd's beef with John Wall is, but y'all, I don't know. Colin Cowherd, I need you to explain to me personally what your beef is. Bring me on to your show on the VAR. Bring us on. Give us a deal, something. We need to get to the bottom of this because this is insane.
He was also not a fan of Kobe, and until he retired, he started show Kobe some love. But before then, he was not a fan of Kobe at all. And I remember the receipts. I remember all the people that wasn't a fan of Kobe. So now they want to be all, oh, Kobe was so good. Kobe top 5. I remember when y'all were really criticizing Kobe and saying all these nasty things about him. So don't try to turn the page now. Don't try to act all different now like you didn't say all those things when he was still around playing. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's just crazy out here how these people like to switch it up when somebody is no longer with us or he ain't playing no more. Like Allen Iverson, he wasn't no fan of Allen Iverson, but now he's still not no fan of Allen Iverson, but he sort of came to the realization that he was very important for the league in terms of just the I guess you could say the hip hop aspect of it, the sort of the dress coding, the tattoos, and the braids and all that. But that's a different subject for another day. But yeah, Colin Cowherd, you're definitely tripping. There's something wrong with you, because John Wall was that guy in DC. He was that legend in DC, dude. Best wizard. I don't care what you say. Gilbert Arenas, Bradley Beal. John Wall. Actually, let me take that back, because what's his name? Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes, whatever. They were the best Wizards because they actually won a chip and won an MVP. So let me not go. Well, they were the Bullets. So Wizards, John Wall for sure. But all time, Wes Unseld. But yeah, anywho, let me think, because do you want to talk about anything in the NFL related?
I haven't really heard about any NFL news besides Aaron Donald getting this money.
Yeah, he got paid.
It's crazy. Aaron Donald has had how many? Nearly a decade of dominance.
Yeah.
And he's just now only getting 90 M's when Buddy Hield, whose biggest accomplishment was winning the 3-point contest, got the same amount of money.
Yeah, I think the thing is that, see, the whole thing with the NFL and
obviously the rosters are bigger and stuff.
Yeah, but
they rake in the most money though.
Yeah, the thing about the NFL and sort of their I don't think they call it CBA, they call it something else, but like sort of the whole negotiation with everyone with the contracts is they do it by position instead of like just allowing everybody to get the same bag if they wanted to. Like quarterbacks get paid a certain amount. Defensive ends, defensive tackles get paid a certain amount. Running backs, wide receivers, and it's just it's just ridiculous because it's just not fair. Because you look at the NBA and they don't do it by position. It doesn't matter. Like you can get paid the same amount, and I just think that the NFL is getting away with that too much. And it's just like you look at Aaron Donald, and you could say that he's the best player in the NFL, but the best player in the NFL, he's not getting paid he's not getting paid as much as a Mahomes. He's not getting paid as much as a
he's not even getting
Aaron
paid
Rodgers
as much as Dak
or Deshaun Watson, who hasn't even played in a year, and he has 24 lawsuits. He's not getting paid as much, but he's healthy. He's always on the field. He's seven, eight time Pro Bowler, probably 7, 8 time All Pro. Dude's won like 3 Defensive Player of the Years. Like, dude
will go down as a top 2 defensive player all time behind LT.
Dude's ranked number 1 by all of his NFL all of his NFL colleagues as the number 1 player. Top 2 the past 2-3 years as well. So he's done all of these things.
Has he won an MVP award?
No, he hasn't. But
he should have.
Defensive Player of the Year is pretty much the MVP for like defensive players. So I'll give him that. And he's done all these things. He's one of probably the 3 best defensive players of all time. You could argue the best player of all time. It remained to be seen with Lawrence Taylor, but he's still.
I give Lawrence Taylor the edge because he was like literally smoking crack and then going and destroying
and he won
everybody's offensive lineman on Sundays.
And I think he won an MVP too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's top 2, top 3, and that it's nothing wrong with being top 2, top 3. So,
don't worry, Micah Parsons is coming though.
Oh, here we go. He always got to bring up the Cowboys. Like we're having a good conversation, and then all of a sudden. Cowboys. Like, come on now, man. Like
I said Micah Parsons.
Oh my God. He's a Cowboy though.
Whether he leaves and I will be a Micah Parsons fan.
Here we go with this. Man, whatever, bro. We talking about great. We talking about all-time great, and you want to bring him
Micah's on that trajectory.
You want to bring up a second-year player. Like, come on.
He's on the trajectory.
Get out of here, man.
I know you stop denying what you're
saying. You're jinxing him right now. You
can't jinx greatness.
You can't jinx. Okay. Look what happened with Zeke.
Oh, we ain't give our predictions on the next 2 games since we're not.
Oh yeah, we didn't. I think that the Warriors they're gonna split it. They're obviously gonna win. They're obviously gonna win one because if they go down 3-1, so they have to at least win one game. I think that they win Game 3. I think they win Game 3.
I think so too.
Because I believe that what they did in Game 2 can translate
and replicated.
Yeah, and I think that Jordan Poole or Klay Thompson is going to show up. What is your final words, man?
I was right about Jayson Tatum and how they should check the Celtics, and it's still Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6. Yeah, my final words: Clay, Poole, step up. Stephen Curry can't do this by himself consistently. He can't carry the load because he's only 6'3". So please help your teammate out, man, because we can't let the Celtics win. But yeah, thank you guys.
Warriors will win Game 3.
Yeah, Warriors in 7. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the notification bell, follow the socials as well, because we be posting all that stuff. So definitely want to tune into that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Welcome to the life of a nice brother, light-skinned, black father, white mother. Try to be a player.